About that, folks. We were just starting the show, and I didn't realize until now that we weren't live. Silly me.
Let's do our introductions like nothing really happened.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages who somehow got accounts despite what Papa says, welcome to the first installment of my new podcast entitled The FilmBrony Podcast. Here with us today is my co-host of the show, Brett Greer, otherwise known as Super Mario Fan 03.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Super Mario Fan 03, and welcome to the FilmBrony Podcast, where two just normal bronies discuss our love for movies.
Yeah. This week on today's agenda is we're going to be talking about our Black Friday pickups and most recently the 77th Golden Globe nominations and what we think about them.
Oh boy, yeah, that's going to be one hell of a treat for you all. So, shall we get started?
Okay, so for Black Friday, I went online to Amazon and Best Buy because why risk getting trampled in physical locations when you can go online for arguably less time?
Don't worry, the Tickle Me Elmo's not a thing anymore.
Okay, let's get started, shall we? First up on Blu-Ray Showcase is a Best Picture winner from the 80s, and that is Rain Man.
Fantastic movie. I also have that as well. That is a terrific movie. I don't think it deserves Best Director, but it definitely does deserve Best Picture, and that was rightfully Dustin Hoffman's award, and definitely deserved Best Screenplay. And yeah. The music by Hans Zimmer, really pretty overlooked score from his track record.
Yeah, this is probably Dustin Hoffman's performance. A lot of people have been talking about his performance in Kramer vs. Kramer, but I think I haven't seen Kramer vs. Kramer, but I think this one is his best performance because honestly, playing an autistic savant like this one is a lot harder to accomplish than a divorcee.
Kramer vs. Kramer is a great movie. I have no idea which of the two performance-wise from Dustin Hoffman is my favorite.
And yeah, it does deserve Best Actor for Dustin Hoffman, but like Brett said, Best Director, I don't know. It was more the performances and writing that made the movie. My actual winner was Alan Parker for an pretty overlooked movie, Mississippi Burning.
That is a crazy movie.
And also John McTiernan for Die Hard, and Robert Zemeckis for Roger Rabbit.
Wasn't even nominated. That was definitely my pick. I cannot believe that he wasn't nominated. That is a real crime. And in fact, I cannot believe it took him until Forrest Gump to get Robert Zemeckis to be a Best Director nominee.
So yeah, Rain Man, it's a damn good movie. Your turn, Brett.
All right. My Blu-ray pickups I got from the Walmart bin on Black Friday is the third installment of the trilogy. Now I have all three movies, and that is John Wick Chapter 3.
Coincidence, because I also picked it up on Amazon.
Oh my God!
And I also have all three John Wick movies. This is an action series that just keeps getting better and better with each installment, which is saying a lot because the first one is a pretty terrific movie that brought Keanu Reeves back from the gutter from, with the
voice of 47 Ronin and Constantine. And he was not really like, the big box office draw like he used to back when he was doing The Matrix. But now he's doing some back and being more relevant again. I do with the John Wick trilogy and Toy Story 4, Love As Duke Boom. And next year he's doing the SpongeBob movie. And And also next year, Bill and Ted 3. I'm looking forward to that.
Bill and Ted 3, looking forward to that as well. And all right, next up on my agenda is a double feature, and that is Jumanji and Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
I only have the first Jumanji, and it's on 4K. But Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle is a really big surprise. I did not expect it to be such a really fun, lighthearted movie with lovable characters, especially considering this is from the director of really bad, edgy, quote unquote edgy R-rated comedies such as Sex Tape and Bad Future, both starring Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, Welcome to the Jungle is a pretty damn good surprise because it's pretty much a reboot quote that pretty much no one asked for, but we realized we didn't know we wanted. And Jumanji is a pretty classic film, albeit with some dated special effects. But it does have Robin Williams, so...
Oh, yeah, I can't go over that. He was perfect for this role. And it's written by Joe Johnson, who later wanted to do Captain America: The First Avenger. And he also directed The Rocketeer. And also Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Both great
really
movies. Both great movies. Really have yet to see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But yeah, Jumanji and Jumanji 2 were great films.
Oh, man, yeah. Oh, yes, my turn now. my mistake. All right, first Blu-ray, next Blu-ray here is an animated trilogy, and this is the Madagascar Trilogy.
I have the Madagascar Trilogy as well, and I also have the Penguins of Madagascar.
That I do not have. Maybe I will get that. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, the Madagascar movies, like John Wick, is a animated franchise that just gets better with each installment. The first one is a hilarious romp. The second one is a bit darker, albeit with some familiar beats. But the third one is what. But the third movie is even more hilarious with Frances McDormand in a funny role and some great circus acts.
Oh yeah, hilarious. That's what my favorite is. It's kind of hard to, even though they do get better. I'm having trouble deciding which one is my favorite because they're all really funny and really entertaining altogether. And with a great ensemble cast. And the second one might be my favorite because of how much it delves into Alex and his family issues. And also Alec Baldwin's a really funny villain. But yeah, I really love the Madagascar Trilogy. I think it's a really underrated anime film. I do like DreamWorks. For me is pretty hit and miss, but when they get good, they really do get good. Yes, that's the Madagascar Trilogy. All right, what do you have?
All right, next up on my agenda is, I know everybody hates this movie, and I know you hate it, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine that you're not really supposed to take seriously, and that's Venom. Venom? And before you say anything, yes, it is stupid. Yes, Tom Hardy does give an over-the-top performance, and yes, there are many other Spider-Man movies that are a billion times better, such as Spider-Verse, which came out the exact same year. But I think this one is a bit of a fun romp, and which you're not supposed to take seriously. What's your take on it?
Constantly takes itself seriously.
All right, so can't wait for the sequel next year, directed by Andy Serkis.
Yeah, but still gonna be written by the same fucking writers of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, those movies are just fucking terrible. Anyways, next up on my agenda is a anime movie that...
My turn, man. My turn, man. You already showed yours.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Anyways, folks, my next pickup here is a little Christmas classic from way, way back, and that is the original Miracle on 34th Street.
I have that, and the remake on DVD. I still have yet to see those, though.
The remake. Well, the best thing I can say about the remake is Richard Attenborough is perfectly casted, and he was the heart of the movie. But
yeah, that's
nothing compares to the original Miracle on 34th Street. It's a Miracle on 34th Street. What about great Christmas movies is they just give you this warm feeling, about the joys and wonders of the holiday season. And this movie really captures that so well. And Edmund Gwenn is a lovable, probably the best portrayal of Santa Claus ever, and he really deserves that Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. And today, that is something that would never happen. You win an Oscar for playing Saint Nick.
Yeah, that's really saying something.
But he really does so well, and this is a wonderful, Christmas classic. It gives you just reminds you of the joys and the wonders of the Christmas season. This is one of those movies that gives you that. Love Miracle.
Okay, I'll have to see that as soon as I can. By the way, and next.
Well, you kind of did see that. You kind of did see that. It was on the original Home Alone when Kevin was just turning on the TV. And he hears a drunk Santa going, "Jingle bells." It's a faint background. I pay attention. I'm a big Home Alone nerd. What do you want from me?
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll see that. Next Blu-ray I have here is again a film series that everybody hates, but I kind of have a soft spot for, and that is Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Oh my god! I'm not gonna fucking say anything.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet. I've heard that it does go deeper into the TMNT mythos, like with Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang. But I do hear it's more like a Spider-Man 3, where it's just a clusterfuck of characters.
It really is. And I hate so much. I don't know why they think it's a good idea to let him involved with this series.
So,
and now they're going to do yet another reboot because Out of the Shadows bombed. And he's still a producer. Can't you just give it to someone else?
So to be fair, I don't think anyone could go lower than Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, or Ninja Turtles 3.
No, I'll take Turtles 2, man, because at least has a very memorable scene with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, a hilariously bad one. First that and Cool as Ice, man, that was not a good film career for Vanilla Ice.
That's my guilty pleasure movie, and I'm actually waiting for that to be on Blu-ray.
All right, your turn.
All right, next year is an anime movie that came out this year. It's a really funny and charming movie. Another great movie from Laika, and that is The Missing Link.
Yeah, pretty sad this movie bombed. Pretty sad I didn't catch it in theaters.
Of course, Laika movies bombing. That's. I'm really sick of that.
Yeah, it seems like stop motion is pretty much a dying genre. Give traditionally animated movies some credit. At least they make money when the studios release them. Like at least My Little Pony, the movie, as far as it was, make money.
God, no.
Teen Titans Go to the Movies made money, but it seems like stop motion movies are pretty hit and miss on the box office. For every Isle of Dogs, there's a missing link.
I don't think. No, stop motion is not a dying genre. Laika's still making movies, and I'm pretty sure Armin is still making movies. But Missing Link is a really funny movie with hilarious chemistry with Hugh Jackman and Zach Galifianakis. It's a really funny movie. I highly recommend seeing it. It's 2019 is a terrific year for animation.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a terrific year of animation, like Dragons 3, Toy Story 4, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, the last pickup from Amazon, I'll get to Best Buy later, is a movie that got panned by critics, but I personally loved it. X-Men Dark Phoenix.
I still haven't seen it. Yet.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that this is a pretty disappointing conclusion to the X-Men saga, especially after Logan. But I personally
Jeremy
found,
Johns, Jeremy Johns says it's worse than X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's a bit of a tough one. That's a bit of a tough thing.
that's
Really bold
saying
statement from me.
that's saying something because Origins Wolverine is pretty. I don't hate it as much as other people, but yeah, it's pretty. But as for Dark Phoenix, I just found it a compelling story about Jean Grey's descent into madness and how the X Men deal with it. But yeah, if you hate this movie, that's fine. It's but it's just your opinion, man. Take it away, Brett.
All right, this is my last Blu-ray here in this pickup. And this one is another Christmas movie, and this is one of the million versions of this Christmas classic, and that is A Christmas Carol, the Zemeckis version.
Yeah, the Zemeckis version is a pretty decent film, albeit with some problems, like the
Well,
motion capture. Some of it is pretty seamless, and some of them just looks kind of plasticky.
and
And
some of the jokes can get in the way of certain moments that are supposed to be serious, like when
Jacob,
Scrooge is mean, like the ghost version of Jacob Marley, and then Jacob Marley's like, oh, it's like having trouble with his mouth, like don't. It's like they're trying to make kids laugh without trying to make kids feel scared. Like you gotta have a real good balance of tone. That seems just fell off.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Zemeckis' Christmas Carol is pretty decent, but to me, the my favorite version of the Christmas Carol classic is the Muppet Christmas Carol, and that's the extended cut.
oh man. Oh yeah. I think I think this is one of the best versions of A Christmas Carol. Like, but I don't know if I consider this to be my favorite. My favorites are probably like the Muppet Christmas Carol and what's that other one? Oh, the one with Alistair Sim. That's a classic.
Yeah, and
Um,
George C. Scott, Patton himself, that was a
oh
damn
yeah.
good version.
Oh yeah, and I kind of enjoyed the Looney Tunes Bah Hum Duck.
Yeah, I saw it as a kid and enjoyed it. And
Yeah,
the Mickey Mouse version, that was a good movie too.
I haven't seen that one. I really haven't seen that one. But this version is a great version. Gene Carrey was actually not bad as Ebenezer Scrooge, and also many other characters he played. And there's a great uh, list of cast who also plays many different people, like Gary Oldman playing going from Jacob Marley um, to Product and to even playing Tiny Tim.
Yeah. And one more thing before you conclude, can we just agree that we're glad that Robert Zemeckis has moved on to live action movies again? I mean, after Mars Needs Moms bombed hard.
I fucking hate that movie. And that's one of the reasons for that. It bombed so hard that it destroyed that animation company.
But hey, give it this. At least Zemeckis moved on to live action movies again, like Flight and The Walk.
I know, but man, I really like his animated ones, like The Polar Express and Christmas Carol and Beowulf and Marzy's Moms just fucking destroyed it.
Yeah, it did.
Oh man, way to end my pickups on a sad note. Anyways, let's get to your pickups now, shall
All
we?
right. Okay. The rest are from Best Buy. Yeah. My first Best Buy pickup is a Disney live action make. While yes, it's a bit unnecessary and a bit underwhelming compared to the original, but I still liked it for what it was, and that is Lion King 2019.
Oh
The
my god. Probably the most memorable thing about that movie is not the movie itself, but this crazy theater experience.
Tell me more.
Okay. There were these two little girls who just kept running around in the auditorium and just making stomping noises. And their dumbass mother had to wait until like 3 minutes to do something. And also, it's really stupid, like unresponsible parents. And also, there was these guys sitting behind us, and I think I smell pot. I think I smell pot.
Yeah, theater.
And I could tell, like, they just get like talking and just laughing out loud, ha, and I can hear them. Oh, that's Seth Rogen as Puma. I'm like, yes, that's Seth Rogen. Can you please shut up?
Yeah, theater.
And then as soon as the end credits started, I'm hearing those guys behind us like yelling.
I see. Theater experiences can be a bit difficult sometimes, which is basically why studios are moving on to streaming services now, which is kind of sad because the theater experience is kind of a magical one. But anyway, back to Lion King. Yes, it is a bit underwhelming, and yes, certain shots were reused just with a realistic CG filter. But I just felt it to be a pretty interesting experiment for Disney. But I do hope they don't get carried away with it. Just remake Disney movies with the people, okay?
The most butchered character in that movie. A lot of people say Rafiki is the most butchered character, which to an extent, yes, I do agree. Certain moments about Rafiki that aren't really Rafiki in the slightest, but no, I think Scar is the most butchered character in the movie. Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar sounds like a great choice, but he doesn't even try to be funny or charming as Scar is. He's just this generic, power-hungry baddie who just wants to rule over Pride Rock. Yeah, the original Scar was like that too, but at least he did it with a little more humor.
Yeah, I kind of like the new direction of Scar, making him a bit more menacing. And unpopular opinion, I think the new rendition of Be Prepared is pretty decent.
It's really short, barely even a minute long.
Yeah, it is pretty different. You can see why instead of doing my usual Disney remake mashups like Friend Like Me and Beauty and the Beast, I did something new with that song Be Prepared, if you can see in my channel.
Well, yeah, I did say that. That was actually pretty clever. But my God, it's a beautiful looking movie. I will give it that. It's a beautiful looking movie. But my God, it should have been like, and some person actually told me, well, they did that just to pay tribute to the original. Okay, then just release the original in theaters again. I mean, this is like the
Psycho
25th. This year is the 25th anniversary of Lion King. Then just re-release in theaters. You don't need to just take the direction of Gus Van Sant's Psycho with it.
Or the recent Cabin Fever.
Oh, fucking hate that movie.
Anyways, on to the next one. Next one is a movie that everybody enjoys, and that's Toy Story 4.
I own it. That is my favorite anime movie of the year, and definitely my top 5 favorite movies of the whole year.
Mine is Dragons 3, but like the aforementioned Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, Toy Story 4 is a movie that got a bit of backlash as soon as it was announced, because it's arguable that Toy Story 3 ended on a pretty conclusive note with Andy leaving out the choice to Bonnie.
Which is why it's not only my favorite Toy Story movie, not only my favorite Pixar movie, it's my favorite animated movie, period.
But I'm glad that this movie was good as it was, because it does capture the spirit of the original 3, and with some pretty new characters to boot, like Forky and Ducky and Bonnie, and Keanu Reeves, as aforementioned.
Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom. He is hilarious, and Key and Peele are friggin' awesome. I love Bunny and Ducky so much, and the movie actually adds new layers to the characters, and they're not just doing it just because Toy Story is popular. They actually feel like, oh, there's some things we need to do with these characters, and they did it like perfectly. And that ending, I don't know, like people get I don't know why people like to controversial the ending. The ending, it makes a lot of sense because everything in about Toy Story 4 was building up to that moment. And to be quite fair, there are certain layers in Toy Story 2 that kind of have hints towards moments like that.
Yeah, my problem with this is that it does carry on a certain beat from previous movies, like Woody being overlooked by a new toy and a main character leaving the franchise. But yeah, Toy Story 4 is a great addition to the Toy Story movies and the Pixar lineup. Anyways, my next Blu-ray is a popular movie from 2016, and that's Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures is a really good movie. It's not something I would watch over and over again, but I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, even though personally I don't think it was good enough for a Best Picture nomination, I still think it's a damn good movie with performances and the writing. Very sharp writing.
Definitely was like maybe Octavia Spencer Best Foreign Actress, and give it adapted screenplay. Yeah, sure.
Even
But
though,
Best Picture, no.
Even though it got nominated over, say, Zootopia or Nocturnal Animals or Your Name.
Deadpool.
Yeah, but Hidden Figures is still a good movie. Anyways, my next Blu-ray is a pretty overlooked DreamWorks movie, a pretty underrated DreamWorks movie, and that's DreamWorks Trolls.
Trolls, huh? I still haven't seen the first Trolls. I've heard like good things about it though.
Yeah, this is a pretty cute, colorful, and pretty fun romp from DreamWorks with some pretty surprisingly good performances from Justin Timberlake and
Anna Kendrick.
yeah, and it does have some pretty good songs
I think Can't Stop the Feeling definitely deserves to be nominated.
Yeah, it does because it just gets you in the mood to dance, and it
really does. Gives that disco feel to it, and I just love saying that. It's just noticing the fact that Justin Timberlake is now an Oscar nominee.
Yeah, first him and Kobe Bryant next year.
Right, yeah. Well, Kobe Bryant won.
Yeah. Anyways, Trolls is a pretty overlooked DreamWorks movie, and by the way, it's the better version of My Little Pony, the movie. Do or do not at me at that one.
No, do not at me on that as well. That's my biggest disappointment of the whole decade.
Yeah, My Little Pony, the movie, had some problems I had, but that's another story for another day. Anyways, my next Blu-ray pickup is a remake that is also pretty overlooked, and that's the live-action Grinch movie with Jim Carrey.
I own that one as well. I have both Grinch movies, the original Chuck Jones cartoon and the live action. Well. I don't really care for the Illumination movie.
Yeah, the Illumination Grinch was kind of but yeah, not the original 2D animated movie or even the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Right. I think Jim Carrey is terrific as the Grinch. Like one of his best performances. He really captured the personality of the Grinch. He was a total grump, and there was no one who
unlike
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, unlike Benedict Cumberbatch, who is just a grump and not a Grinch.
Benedict Cumberbatch was perfectly casted as the Grinch, though. It's just that I don't know why they give him that nasally American accent when he could just use his cool, normal, deep British accent.
Yeah, and there are some problems I have with this version of Grinch. Like, why is this movie rated PG? Like, why did you have to include those dirty jokes like the Grinch fondling the breasts and
Uh,
the mistletoe and having the mayor cat having the
the
mayor
dog.
kiss the dog's ass? But yeah,
Yes.
I think the this movie way overlooked the negatives.
Yeah, and also the biggest problem is just make the Who's normal people, okay? You
Yeah,
don't need
yeah,
to do some crazy
yeah,
makeup on them.
yeah.
Like,
Putting
oh, but it's
makeup
like the
on.
book. But it's like the book. Yeah, well, just keep that like the book, okay? Just make them normal looking people.
Yeah, I do agree that they didn't really need to put makeup on them, but I think they did the best they can to make them look like Who's, but not really
You,
uncanny.
you really don't need to. You don't need to make them look like the Who's. Just make them normal people.
Anyways, Grinch 2000 is a pretty decent Christmas film. And speaking of Christmas films, I have It's a Wonderful Life.
That is my favorite Christmas movie of all time, and in my top 15 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, with terrific performances from James Stewart and company, some terrific writing, and a pretty heartful message about how life is worth it and how you just gotta keep on living and keep having hope.
Right. It's about the acceptance, the importance of it. Um, and I think that is Jimmy Stewart's best performance. I think he should have won that Oscar. He should have won it. And Frank Capra has really brought some new, new light into with the Christmas movies. Like it's a pretty it's really heavy on the drama. So it's like not as oh, sweet and heartfelt. Is a pretty sweet and heartfelt, but it's not as like the sweet and heartfelt joyous ones Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad it bombed too because this is a because this is a pretty excellent Christmas classic to watch over the holidays.
Yeah.
And next up is a pretty decent animated sequels that, while not as good as the first two, I, I still appreciate the animation and the humor, and that's Hotel Transylvania 3.
I still haven't seen Hotel Transylvania 3 or 2. No, yeah, I have seen 2. I have seen 2. What am I thinking?
Yeah, the Hotel Transylvania movies, can we all just agree that Adam Sandler does best at dramas and Hotel Transylvania?
Oh, well, in the 90s, he was pretty funny with Wedding Singer, and Happy Gilmore is in my top 10 favorite comedies.
Yeah, and the Hotel Transylvania is pretty surprising with its amount of themes. The first one is what if a
First
human
one doesn't get enough credit. The first one doesn't get enough credit than it's already gotten.
Yeah, it does surprisingly go deep into themes. Like the first movie, what if a human comes into the scene and the monsters have been completely biased against them ever since the Dark Ages? The second
Right, yeah.
movie,
Oh, yeah. The first movie knows how to hit the right moments with its drama, so it doesn't get a little too, overzealous with its comedy, and it's incredibly upbeat animation.
the second movie deals with the theme of what said humor and a monster create a child.
Yeah, the second movie does have some fun moments, but I still think the first one's the best.
I personally think the second one is the best, but that's just me. The Hotel Transylvania 3 is a bit flawed with the writing, but the animation and some of the humor I do kind of enjoy with this one.
Yeah, still haven't seen that one.
Anyways, Hotel Transylvania 3, flawed but entertaining. Now then, just for the hell of it, let's just go over my Cyber Monday pickups. First up, I have here is another Christmas classic, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy.
That, and I have that cover too. That is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think it is John Hughes' best movie.
Yeah, Steve Martin does give a terrific performance, and John Candy as well. And it does have.
John. To me, John Candy is the best character because he knows when to have his funny moments and he knows when to have his more serious moments.
So yeah, the writing by John Hughes is pretty hilarious as well, and it's pretty surprising that this movie got an R rating just because of 2 entire minutes.
Just that was like one of the highlights of the movie. That scene was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. So yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a terrific Christmas classic. And speaking of
Thanksgiving, it's a Thanksgiving movie.
Thanksgiving. And speaking of holiday classics, Bill Murray's Scrooged.
Oh man, yeah, that's like a really funny modern take on A Christmas Carol, and it was started by Richard Donner. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one, but I do hear it's pretty damn hilarious with the terrific performance by Bill Murray.
Oh, it is absolutely terrific. A really funny Christmas classic.
And next up I have here is another Christmas Carol movie, the one with George C. Scott.
Oh, the made-for-TV one.
Yeah, George C. Scott probably gives the best performance of Scrooge, that him or Alistair Sim. And while it does have some setbacks with the budget, seeing that it's a directed TV movie, I think the performances overshadow its flaws. So yeah, Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. Next up is a classic from the 90s, and that is Good Will Hunting.
That, I have it. I love it so much. That is a terrific movie. That is a great movie. Written by, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They were really young. They was like, getting their break, and yet they won an Oscar. That is incredible.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really realize that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are actually Oscar winners, albeit for writing, and the Ben Affleck for producing Argo. But yeah, it does deserve best screenplay, and Robin Williams deserved the Oscar as well because this is one of his best performances.
Definitely one of his best performances. He might be the best character in the movie because he's not like the other psychiatrists in the movie who are trying to help Will, but it was like, oh, this kid's too impossible. But Rob Williams is like, no, I'll never quit on this kid. Sure, maybe a pain in the ass, but I don't quit. And of course, like the famous heartwarming saying, "It's not your fault."
Yeah, it's not your fault. That was pretty fucking powerful. Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Oh, well, may he rest in peace.
Next up is a classic from the 60s, which I haven't seen yet, but I hear good things about, The Graduate.
The Graduate is a great movie. I think it's one of Dustin Hoffman's first movies. I don't know if it's like actual first movie, but it's a great breakthrough performance for Dustin Hoffman, and it goes like some really scenes that should be awkward, but it's actually so over. And the moment, Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me, aren't you? But The Graduate is a terrific movie. Mike Nichols won Best Director.
Yeah, he did. And though the movie lost to a terrific movie, In the Heat of the Night, but I do hear this one is a damn good movie, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And the last Blu-ray I have here is a modern classic, Little Miss Sunshine.
I own that. That is a great movie. I don't think Alan Arkin deserved Best Supporting Actor because he was like not in the movie that long. He's only
Yeah,
in the beginning.
especially over Jack Nicholson.
Oh no, or Eddie Murphy in Dreamgirls. That was his Oscar, but then
Norbit.
That movie came out during his Oscar campaign. Awful time to release it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie yet, but I do hear it's great, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Little Miss Sunshine, and those are on my Blu-rays.
Yes. All right.
Let's get down to the 77th Golden Globe nominations.
You have the website up?
I have the Wikipedia site up.
Yeah, good. Okay. And we're going to go into the movie categories. We don't need to go over the television and all that.
Yeah, the television I don't give a rat's ass about because FilmBrony. Anyways, for Best Motion Picture Drama, which what were nominated were The Irishman, Joker, Marriage Story, 1917, and a movie I never heard of, The Two Popes.
I've heard of The Two Popes. It's directed by Fernando Morales, the guy who gave us City of God and Constant Gardener. And it was also written by Anthony McCartan, who was known for 3 movies: Theory of Everything, Darkest Hour, and Bohemian Rhapsody. But anyway, but I haven't seen 1917. The others I have seen. Well, I'm only an hour into Marriage Story.
Yeah, the Irishman, I don't have Netflix, so I catched it in theaters, and one of Martin Scorsese's best films. Joker is my personal pick to win. But if that or Irishman won, I won't be too upset. 1917, I'll catch it when it gets to theaters.
I don't think it's gonna make its money back though, because it's releasing like a few days after Star Wars. Oh boy.
All right.
Anyway, wait, no. I want to give my thoughts on these movies. Irishman is, Martin Scorsese is my favorite director of all time. And that's the first of his movies I actually ever cried at. I never cried at any of his movies. This is the first of his movies I actually teared up at. I'm so glad it's nominated. And Joker, I am so happy it got nominated as well. There were some movies missing here. Like, of course, Golden Globes, they only do 5, But like
Avengers Endgame.
Avengers Endgame, that should be nominated. I consider Us to be like a horror comedy, just like Get Out was.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising to see Joker on there because superhero movies rarely get nominated, except for Deadpool and Black Panther.
Well, this movie premiered at the Venice and Toronto. So if it premiered at those festivals, then yes, they will recognize him. They will recognize the movie.
Yeah, and Joker's more of a character study than a traditional superhero movie.
Oh yeah, it is. I consider it to be the Breaking Bad of comic book movies.
Yeah. So anyways, pretty solid list, though there are some films missing. Best musical or comedy. We have Eddie Murphy's Return, Dolomite Is My Name, Jojo Rabbit, Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Rocketman.
Yeah, I'm so glad they put Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in comedy, because I don't know, the Golden Globes, for some reason, they think Quentin Tarantino's movies are like dramas. They nominated Pulp Fiction and drama for some stupid reason. I don't know why. But I'm glad Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is nominated here in the right category this time, Golden Globes. Thank you. I don't know why they keep placing his movies under drama when they're like black comedies. Anyway, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's the only of the nominees I've seen. I'm so glad it's on here, but I wish Us was nominated.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those movies, but if it were up to me, I would give it to Rocketman, because I hear that's the...
Rocketman, yes, I forgot Rocketman. Yeah, Rocketman. I'm so happy. Rocketman honestly would... I don't know how to decide between the two. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Rocketman.
Yeah, I do hear that Rocketman is basically the better version of Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's a terrific biopic. No, it doesn't even act like a biopic. It's more like an R-rated Disney musical. Let's put it that way.
Anyways, a better version of Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know why that one Best Picture, but fucking whatever, I guess. Anyways, best dramatic performance. In the actor category, we have Christian Bale in Ford v Ferrari, Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, which you're currently seeing, Joaquin Phoenix, my pick, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes.
Give it to Joaquin Phoenix. Yes, I'm in the middle of watching Marriage Story, and yes, Adam Driver is terrific in the movie, but Joker is Joaquin Phoenix's movie. He carried like everything. Everything was all about him, and Joaquin Phoenix. When Joaquin Phoenix, slowly turns, gets a little bit crazy though, but it all felt believable. It all felt real. They better give it to Joaquin Phoenix. That's his award.
Yeah, a lot of people have been debating on who's better, Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix. Personally,
no, they're like two different Jokers.
Yeah, there are two different performances. One's more anarchic and one's more tragic. Anyways, best dramatic actress. We have Cynthia Erivo in Harriet. We have Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. Lady Bird herself in Little Women. Charlize Theron in Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger in Judy.
I've been hearing about Renee Zellweger and Judy. She might win this. On the nominees, I would love if Scarlett Johansson wins this one because she is absolutely amazing in Marriage Story, especially during her moments with Laura Dern. She is absolutely phenomenal, and I hope she gets her first Oscar nomination for Marriage Story. Well, she is going to get her first Oscar nomination for Marriage Story, but man, her first Oscar nomination, she should have been nominated like a decade ago.
Hell, I think she should have been nominated for Avengers Endgame, but that's just me. Anyways, best musical or comedic actor, we have Daniel Craig in Knives Out, Roman Griffin Davis in Jojo Rabbit, Leo for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, my pick to win, Taron Egerton, Rocketman, and Eddie Murphy in Dolomite Is My Name.
I haven't seen one. And why would Taron Egerton be your pick if you haven't seen the movie?
Yeah, because I do hear terrific things about the Taron Egerton and how he basically embodies Elton John.
Well, yeah, though you gotta see the movie though before you say anything about it though. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think Taron Egerton is gonna win this one. It might go to Eddie Murphy. I haven't seen Dolomite Is My Name yet. It might go to him. Not sure. I need to check it out. I need to check out Dolomite Is My Name. But I'm glad Eddie Murphy is getting better recognition again because I think the last good movie he ever did was, God, was it Dreamgirls? God, I think it was Dreamgirls. Man. But I really hope Taron Egerton wins this one. I really hope he does because he is absolutely phenomenal in the movie.
Yeah. Anyways, for best comedic musical actress, we have Anna de Armas for Knives Out, Awkwafina for Farewell, Kate Blanchett in Where to Go Bernadette. Hey, that rhymes. Beanie Feldstein for Booksmart and Emma Thompson for Late Night. I haven't seen those movies, so I have nothing to say.
I haven't seen any of those movies either, but what the hell? Where's Lupita Nyong'o?
Yeah, she was terrific in Us. For Best Supporting Actor, we have Tom Hanks as Fred Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Damn good performance. Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci in The Irishman. And Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I haven't seen The Two Popes. And I haven't seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood yet either. I know. But I'm glad for me between the two performances in The Irishman, I would say Joe Pesci because it's his most subdued, most mellow performance. Like it's not the type of like you're not gonna see if you're gonna see Irishman, And just because Martin Scorsese, don't expect Joe Pesci to drop the word fuck every 5 seconds. It's not that kind of performance he's given. It's actually a lot more mellow.
Yeah, don't
And
expect a crazy performance like in Goodfellas or Home Alone.
or Casino. Man, he was one crazy mofo in that movie. But what he did in The Irishman, even though he's not really going crazy, he's still like, amazing in that movie. Like what he actually did, it felt very heartwarming. Yeah, a heartwarming performance from Joe Pesci, especially during the third act. I was thinking to myself, man, Pesci, where have you been, man? But Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I wouldn't be mad if he wins because, well, he is actually, for me, like, I think he's like the best character in the movie, and he's the most laid-back actor in the whole movie, and I guess that's what makes him stand out so much in that whole movie.
Yeah, Joe Pesci is pretty damn good in The Irishman, but my personal pick was Al Pacino as Jimmy Hoffa.
You haven't even seen The Irishman
yet. Yes, I did. I saw it in theaters when it was in select cinemas.
Oh, you actually did see it in theaters. Okay.
By the way, he really needed that big break with Scorsese after Shaq and Jill.
Oh God, I'm so glad Scorsese. It's like very common when Scorsese revives an actor after being in a Happy Madison production, first with Jack Nicholson and Anger Management, and now Al Pacino, Jack and Jill.
And Robert De Niro after Dirty Grandpa. That's not a Happy Madison movie, but still.
I get your point, yeah.
Anyways, for Best Supporting Actress, we have Kathy Bates in Rich Jewel. We have Annette Bening, The Report, Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Jennifer Lopez in Hustlers, and Margot Robbie in Bombshell. Have nothing to say because I had to see those movies.
I like more into Marriage Story, but Laura Dern is actually really good in that movie. I still need to see Hustlers, though. I've heard terrific things about Jennifer Lopez's performance. But that is really all I can say about the nominees, though.
Anyways, for Best Director, we have Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, Sam Mendes for 1917, Todd Phillips for Joker, Scorsese for The Irishman, and Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. My picks was Scorsese to win.
Yeah, Scorsese would be my pick, but I would not mind at all if Todd Phillips actually won this one. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, Golden Globe winner Todd Phillips.
Well, Hangover won Best Comedy at the Golden Globes. The first Hangover won Best Comedy at the Golden Globes.
I don't know what's more shocking. Todd Phillips getting all the Oscar buzz for Joker, or who did The Big Short? Who directed The Big Short? Adam McKay. Adam McKay for The Big Short after the Anchorman movies.
Well, I know, and the other guys, which I think is his funniest movie. But of all those the three, my pick would be Martin Scorsese. I really would like if Scorsese wins, but I would not mind at all if Todd Phillips won this. But man, I wish the Russo brothers were here nominated.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I still need to see Parasite. And 1917 is not out yet.
Oh, well, Robert Downey Jr. for Best Supporting Actor. Where's he?
Oh, my God, yes. Where is Robert Downey Jr.? And I'm so glad Disney is actually campaigning him this time. I'm so glad they're campaigning him.
Yeah, I'm glad they're campaigning as well. Anyways, for Best Screenplay, we have Marriage Story, Parasite, Two Popes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Irishman.
Of those three, my pick would be The Irishman.
For Best Original Score, we have Little Women, Joker, my pick, Marriage Story, 1917, and Motherless Brooklyn.
I haven't seen Motherless Brooklyn. I've heard mixed things about it, though. But Randy Newman's score in Marriage Story was so heartwarming. But I really hope Hilda, what's her name, wins this one for Joker. I really hope she does. But or is Alan Silvestri for Avengers Endgame, man, or Michael Abels for Us?
Yeah, and you picked Motherless Broken Elf for those. I mean, I do hear that Motherless Broken is just another Oscar bait movie. I mean, a mob movie and a disabled person movie, double Oscar bait.
Mhm.
Anyways, for best original song, we have "Beautiful Ghost" from Cats. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man, Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, Spirit from The Lion King, and Stand Up from Harriet.
I do like Spirit. The song Spirit is actually pretty good. I'll get that, even though the movie was a carbon copy remake. But of the nominees, I want I'm Gonna Love Me Again to win this one.
Yeah, either that or Into the Unknown, because those are two good songs, equally good songs.
Oh yeah, Into the Unknown. I'm pretty sure it might go to Into the Unknown because people are like calling like, oh, the next Let It Go.
Yeah. Anyways, for our best animated feature film, we have Frozen 2.
This is where I'm thinking to myself, I want what the Hollywood Foreign Press Association are having.
Okay, we have Frozen 2, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, my pick. Isn't this a fucking laugh? Lion King 2019.
No. How is that? No.
Because it's fully CG.
It's shot on green screen.
Yeah, yeah, it is pretty highly debated on whether Lion King is live action or CG animated. Anyways,
it's live action with photogenetic, effects.
Anyways, the other nominees are Missing Link and Toy Story 4. My pick is Dragon 3. I hope it wins the Golden Globe and also the Oscar. But if Toy Story 4 wins, I won't be mad because that's a terrific movie as well.
I love Toy Story 4 and How to Train Your Dragon 3 on such an equal level. I wouldn't mind at all if either one of them win, but my pick would be Toy Story 4. But seriously, how is Jon Favreau's Lion King an animated movie?
Yeah. And the last category is Best Foreign Language Film. We have The Farewell from in Mandarin in the U.S., Les Miserables, not the Russell Crowe Hugh Jackman movie, the one.
It's not even done the same vein as Les Miserables. It's not what all versions of Les Miserables usually are. I guess it's done like a Liam Neeson movie where it's no singing at all.
I see. Anyways, the other nominees are Pain and Glory from Spain, Parasite from South Korea, and Portrait on a Lady on Fire from France. I have yet to see any of those movies. I've never heard of some of them, so I have nothing to say.
I have heard of all of those movies. I guess the one I'm really most interested in seeing is Parasite. Everyone's talking about how crazy awesome that movie is, and then there's The Farewell. Everyone's talking about how amazing that movie is, and Pain and Glory. Everyone's talking about how great Antonio Banderas is in that movie. And a lot of people I follow on Twitter are talking about, oh, how great Portrait of Lady on Fire is too. All those, I think I'll go with Paris. I'm not picking who I want to win. I'm just picking like, oh, which one I want to see. That I really do want to see. I guess I'll see Parasite.
Yeah, and those are all the Golden Globe nominees. Pretty decent list. A few snubs, but I'd give this lineup a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
For me, the real highlight of these nominations is these dumbasses thinking that Jon Favreau's Lion King is an animated movie.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Anyways, that's all we.
Oscars better not think the same way as they do and nominate it. They better not.
Anyways, that's all we have to say for this episode of the FilmBrony podcast. Right, will you conclude this?
Thank you, Boy Thunder, for having me on here and for being a loyal subscriber to my channel. And I hope we'll continue this sometime later on, and we'll discuss like other things. And we will hope to see you all again in the near future. So thank you all so much for watching.
Yeah, let me know what you think of this episode of the FilmBrony podcast. Tell us how we can possibly improve on it, and we'll see you on the next episode of the FilmBrony podcast, whenever that will be.
You go, folks. Take care. Goodbye.